You know you have something real inside you, something valuable, something transformational, something the world genuinely needs. You have lived through things that changed you. You have created real transformation in your own life and in the lives of people around you. You have felt the power of your own story. You know what it can do, its potential. And you have tried the approaches to monetize it, the frameworks, the methods. You have handed money to what seems like every guru out there, followed their steps, rolled up your sleeves, and done exactly what they told you to do. And instead of clarity, you got more confused, more overwhelmed, and more of that hollow feeling of working hard and going nowhere. And if you're really honest with yourself, you begin to question not your talent, not your purpose, but your trust in yourself, your sense of who you are and what you're actually worth. Because you did everything right and it still didn't work. The problem must be you, right? And then you look around, you see people less experienced than you, less capable than you, people who don't even care as much as you do. And yet they are making serious moves. They have the following, they have the clients, they have the business, and the life that you want. They literally live on your vision board. And you start to wonder quietly, somewhere deep inside of you, in the place that you prefer not to go to, but it's real, it's still there. And that question is this dream available to me? Is doing what I love and getting paid for it is actually meant for me? Now, I want to answer this question because I have been there more times than I care to admit. I came from Ukraine, from deep poverty. I was born in a house with no running water toilet. And at the age of 21 years old, I got on a plane to America alone and I started building life from scratch. I described that whole journey in 2 of my books that I published. But the bottom line is I worked at restaurant jobs, low-end work, while I was trying to figure out where I would fit, what I was good at, what my place in this new world was. And something unexpected happened during that time. People I was serving started asking me questions. Customers at restaurants and strangers, and they would hear snippets of my story and they would lean in. Where are you from? How did you do that? So you just you leave and you start over? And to me, honestly, it felt ordinary. Of course you can change your life. Of course you can do it. You can transform your results. Of course you can make things happen. It seemed obvious. But then I started to realize that just because it was obvious to me wasn't obvious to everyone else. And the fact that I had lived it, that I carried it in my body, was part of my story, that I could speak about it from the inside, it meant something. And that discovery in a restaurant and talking to people, serving tables, that was the place where my passion for storytelling and speaking was born, or it was revealed to me. And I started training myself little by little. I would join speaking clubs, I made friends, made connections. I started eventually winning speaking contests. And I was invited to speak. I ran workshops, did a little hustle, did some mastermind. And I found my calling, helping people find the power in their stories, in their own message, in their own voice, and while sharing my own stories and messages. And then I hit the wall. Because knowing what your calling is and knowing how to build a business around it, aka being paid for being you, are two different things. And what I eventually realized was that my problem wasn't that I wasn't capable or inspirational enough. My problem was that I didn't give myself permission to be who I actually was. I couldn't define my expertise. I didn't believe people would pay for it. And I was still underneath everything trying to fit myself into shapes that were built for someone else. And when my perspective on that changed, everything else around me changed. So here's what I see when I look at coaches and talented creators who are stuck. It's not It's not the strategy or the niche or the posting schedule problem. It's this. You've been following frameworks that were built for someone else. You've been borrowing other people's language, other people's slogans, or AI, or other people's offers. And they don't land not because you executed them badly, but because they don't represent who you really are. You couldn't fully get behind what you were offering because it wasn't your offering. And here is what I want you to understand about business and life. It's a hero's journey. It genuinely is. It has twists and turns and plot twists and dark moments and breakthroughs. Like a good movie or a book, it's never smooth. And that's the beauty of it. But there is a profound difference between navigating that journey with something that is truly yours, something that reflects your heart, your values, your higher purpose, and navigating it following someone else's map. When it's yours, every challenge becomes an invitation for growth. When it's borrowed, every challenge feels like evidence that you don't belong here. And this is why I built my Uniquely You methodology. And it works in 3 movements. First is identity. We go into your story, your real, genuine story, not the polished version, not the what AI can write to you, your story. And we unpack what is actually true for you at the deepest level. What have you lived? What have you survived? What have you figured out the hard way? Because that is where your true genius lives. And once you can put it into a clear, powerful, compelling expression, you get a new vision, a new direction. You become the author and the visionary guide, as I call it, of your own life before you can guide other people. The second part is mirror messaging. This is where we take your story, your identity, your authentic emotional journey, and we turn it into a language that makes other people feel seen. Not the sleazy, cheesy, cookie cutter stuff like, if you're stuck at 2K a month, I'll get you to 10,000 in 30 days. Nobody believes that BS anymore. People are tuned out of it. Mirror messaging is when what you say makes your ideal person stop and think, oh my God, she's talking to me. She gets it. I need to speak to her. And here is the beauty of it. Once you have that, it works through whatever medium is natural to you. Whether it's speaking, writing, podcasting, webinars, it doesn't matter. Your authentic voice carries through everything because it's coming from the same true place. And the third part is the offer, not a template, not a package someone else designed, not a framework, an offer that is genuinely built around what you're here to do, your real genius, your real purpose, what lights you up, and what you can deliver with full conviction. Look, I'm not going to promise you that you will make $1 million in 30 days because there are so many variables for anyone to honestly promise that. But I will tell you this. When you're building something that comes from your heart, when you're showing up from the place of your unique genius, you literally become magnetic. You stop chasing, you start attracting, and you'll be amazed at how many opportunities will come your way. I have worked with clients who went on to sign new contracts, land speaking engagements, win speaking competitions, gain clients that never thought would find them and was possible. And every time someone sends me a message, an email like that, I feel the same thing. The credit belongs to them because they did the work. They were brave enough, courageous enough to go inward before they went outward. They trusted the process. And I just helped them find what was already there, providing a safe, nurturing space for a seamless self-discovery, creation, and deployment of all of that. So if something in you is saying yes right now, that quiet but insistent yes that you've been probably ignoring for a while, I want to invite you to apply to work with me. It's not a transaction, it's a It's an exchange of value. And first, we're going to have a conversation. I want to understand where you are, what you've tried, what kept you stuck. And together we'll look at whether this is the right fit and the right moment. So the application, just book a call. It's simple, and it takes just a few minutes, a few questions. And if we are aligned, we'll get on the call and I'll show you exactly where your breakthrough is hiding. Because here is what I know to be true. You spent years becoming who you are. Your story is the one thing nobody can copy. And the world, I promise you this, because I've seen this time and time again, rewards the original. In fact, it pays premium for the original. And you are the original. It's time to own it.